Good morning. Welcome back to my channel, Positively Aunt Chrissy. I am Aunt Chrissy. People just call me Chris, but that's kind of one of the favorite names I have in the family. Coming up, I'm from the Midwest. I'm from Clinton, Iowa, if you'd like to Google it. But you know, the way that people speak there, my given name is Christina, therefore everyone in the family called me Chrissy. And then when I had nieces and nephews, then I just was like, oh, it's got to be Aunt Chrissy. But in modern times now and all, I go by Chris normally, but it's all good either way. Anyway, so happy Tuesday. I'm getting ready to start work here in a hot minute, but I thought I'd come on and say hello with my coffee. Bulletproof at that because I'm on keto, or at least trying, 20 pounds down. Woot woot. So anyway, today's topic I believe I'd like to be able to discuss a little bit would be blended families. My husband and I have been married for 20 years, and 21 this year actually in September, and then together 23. We dated in high school, but that's a whole thing. We'll get into that when he and I do our collaboration on marriage. But when we came together, I brought 3 with me. He brought 1 with him, and therefore our family blended Brady Bunch style. Very, very good as far as stair-stepped. Everybody kind of fit within the other ones, you know. And so that's really, kind of a bonus for everybody to kind of grow up together and be close. And they are all very close, which is wonderful. They all get along very well. They're all each other's, close friends. And, it's actually a really nice thing to see when they all get together, because there's just a giggly hot mess of just inside jokes and just SNL references and, Mad TV references, things that, used to make them laugh from back in the day. But the biggest thing that you have to remember when you have a blended family, or at least that you are trying to put together a blended family, is that you treat everybody, A, equally, and B, with as much respect as you would like them to give to you. For instance, a lot of people like to refer to their, I refer to mine as my bonus baby. He's my bonus baby, he was my bonus when David and I got married. And he really is probably the most awesome person ever, and I attribute a lot of that to his mama too. And I knew getting into my marriage with my husband that not only did my bonus baby come, but also his mother. And it's a pretty big topic for a lot of people because of past hurts and things like that. But I took it from the beginning that A, that was none of my business, what happened with them, and B, we are where we are, and we have to still help raise a child together. So therefore, anything that would be negative from me to him about anything with his mother would have been a slap to the face to him to say anything like that, which to me is just mind-boggling that people do that. I understand some people have, issues with, anger taking over and just past hurts and things like that, but that's your gig. You need to handle that. I was going to say the S word, but I'm trying to keep this, PG. But you need to handle it yourself and go to therapy and figure it out, because that's not the child's fault. And therefore, when negative things are said, what happens is that affects the child, because you're essentially downing half of that child. Think about that. Just let that marinate for a minute. Anytime you do that in front of your child, around your child, about somebody that you were with, their parent, you're hurting them. And I never wanted that for him at all. And so I did my best to be kind and sweet and nice, and never a negative word come out of my mouth, because there was no need for it. That was the past. This is the present and the future. And we have this child to raise, and we want him to be raised to be the most awesome person that he is, which he is, which means it worked. You know, his mom did a wonderful job with him. He's a wonderful young man. And, you know, all I can do is just marvel in the fact that he's as awesome as he is. And all of the children have done really well. I have a great relationship with my ex-husband. We co-parented, and he actually has a better relationship with my husband than he does with me, which is all good because it only helps the kids, which is good. Quick fun fact. When my kids were younger, because we divorced when my children were very young, my youngest was only 10 months old. And when my older two were in, I think, third and fourth grade, the school that they were at had an after-school program for kids of divorced parents. And it was a, you know, opt-in kind of thing. And I asked my kids, "It's like something you want to go to, you know?" And they're like, "Well, you know, we can give it a try." And they went one time and came home and they're like, "Yeah, that's not for us." They're just bashing their I guess they refer to them as step parents, but bashing the other parents and just, it was awful, saying that they were dreadful to them. And we just didn't, that wasn't our dynamic. You know, it wasn't our dynamic. I had seen, if you remember Fergie, Sarah Ferguson, Duchess of York, her and Andrew, when they split up years ago, years ago, like, you know, in the whatever, early to mid 90s. They stayed in the same castle. Granted, obviously they're rich and they can do that sort of thing. But one of the things that they did is they got together and had dinner once a week for the kids. And you know, she talked about keeping it cordial and how it's not about them anymore. It's about the kids and making sure that they grow up to be productive citizens. And you can't do that with a bunch of negativity around. And I took that to heart. I saw her on Oprah. She was wearing this really nice, like black and lime green kind of kimono looking shirt. It's very pretty with her red hair. Anywho, but you know, I took that and I decided that that's what I wanted. That's how I wanted it to go. On my side with my ex-husband, and on his side with his son and his son's mother. So I did the best that I could, and again, everybody's very nice, well-adjusted children, adult people, young adults, I guess are probably the best way to say it. But just know that when things are said negatively, and you say it, you don't think the kids listening, they're listening. You know, anything that is said negatively will affect them because you're downing half of them, and that's not fair. You chose to be with that person, then you choose to be respectful and nice forever, ever. Because, I mean, even after the fact, here we are, the kids are grown and married and the whole nine, but we're still, you know, cordial and nice and everything because we're all now grandparents together. And that's fun too. So just be nice, be kind. If you can't say anything, don't say anything at all. But just remember, if you want your child to grow up to be a productive citizen in society, you cannot give them that trash. So get yourself in therapy. I'm not above it. I went 2 years myself for other issues. Mine was more revolving around empty nesting, to be honest. But, you know, just if you have some stuff you have to work through, don't give it to the children. It's not their fault. Give it to a therapist. Pay your copay and scream at them. Have a great day. Bye. Oh, like, subscribe, and hit the bell. Hit the bell.